Hey, what's up guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how to change the brake pads, the rotors, and the sensors on these e46 that we have here. Now these also applies to the 5 series. I'm not sure about the 7 series, it might change a little bit, but the concept is the same. Now we're using the stock jack that comes with the vehicle, so you can see how easy it is. So while he's lifting the vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tire. So the first thing you gotta remove is this metal bar here on the caliper. So just get a flathead screwdriver and get out of the way. It's a little tricky, but you will get it out. So once the tire has been removed, you're gonna see the caliper. So you're gonna look for these caps and remove them. There's one right there that is on the upper section and one on the lower section. It goes right about here. So you can remove your nail, get a flathead screwdriver and remove those. Once the caps have been removed, you need a T7 torque wrench. So if you don't have one, you can buy one. They're very inexpensive. They're like $9 at AutoZone or any of your local auto parts. Now one problem you might have, and I had it with this vehicle, is that you might keep turning the screw, but it doesn't come out. So what you need to do is stick it in and kind of pull it down or towards the side, and turn it and kind of pull it out, and that's gonna get the screw out of the way. Now this is the first time that my buddy's doing this brake job on his vehicle. He took it to a dealer, and they gave him an estimate of almost $1,200 if I'm not mistaken. And he called me up. I told him to bring it in and that we were gonna do it. So it's his first time doing it. So this caliper was a little tricky to remove, was a little sticky. So if you get that problem, just get a screwdriver and just kind of play with it. So now you see the life on those brake pads, they're literally gone. So I'll remove these brake pad first, and then this one has some clips inside of that cylinder. So like I said, it's his first time changing the brake pads on his vehicle. So if he can do it, anybody can do it. Now one thing that you got to keep in mind though is that on BMWs, you have to replace the rotors every other brake job that you do. It's not like Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas that you can do, a couple brake pad jobs and just get the rotor turned. So now what we're gonna do is we gotta push the cylinder back in. So we're using the brake pad that doesn't have the clips, and we're using the C clamp. So just find your way to stick it on the back of the cylinder and just slowly turn the C clamp. Alright, so now we have to remove the rotor since we're replacing it, but before we do that we have to remove this bracket. This is what holds the caliper in place. So you're gonna find 2 bolts on the back. One of them's right over here, and the other one's right above that one's right here. Now in some cases these rotors gonna be kind of hard to remove, but just hit it a couple times with a hammer and it will come off. Now there's another bolt there that it's a L wrench. I'm not sure what size of or type of L wrench it is, but I just got one of these L wrench sets, and one of them fit. So if you got a mallet, it's much better, but since we're replacing the rotor, we don't care, so we're just hitting it with a hammer. And just look at these damage that this rotor has. This vehicle used to be in Minnesota, now it's in California, but it was pretty much on its last breath. So now you know what snow does to vehicles up there, man. So if you're wondering what's the difference between an old brake pad and a new brake pad, well, this is it. Just look at that, man. That thing was on its last breath. Now when you're replacing the sensor, that's pretty much the sensor. All you're gonna do is just pull it out and trace the cable wherever it's connected to, unplug it. That's the plug, and this is the new sensor, and just pretty much do the same thing to put it back in, and that's it. It's very simple, man. So this is the new rotor, and you can see the huge difference. But anyway, just get a towel or get a rag and just wipe it off. It has some oil so it won't rust while it sails. So to put it back in, it's not really that complicated. All you gotta do is look for that little hole of that bolt that we removed, the L wrench, and it should come with a new one. And if it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you. go back to the store and tell them that it was missing the bolt. So before you put it in, just lubricate it. That helps a lot. And just put everything back where it belongs. Alright, so now that we already mounted the rotor, we gotta put the caliper bracket back where it belongs. And same thing, lubricate all the bolts. That really helps. If you don't, it's just gonna, next time you replace them, they're gonna be much harder. Alright, so now it's time for the brake pad to go back in. So go ahead and get the one with the clip and put it, that one goes inside of the cylinder, and the other one just goes mounted on the bracket. Now this side is not the one with the sensor, but the sensor is really not that hard. All you gotta do is just find it, locate it, and with a flathead screwdriver just kind of pull it out of the caliper. It's gonna be on the caliper, and just track it down. There's a wire and there's a plug, so all you can do is remove the plug and that comes off. Once the caliper has been mounted back where it belongs, go ahead and tighten the bolts, and do it by hand. You might not have enough clearance for the wrench to go in there because of the strut, but just tighten it as they're supposed to and you should be good. Now go ahead and put these this metal bar that we removed earlier and just put it back into place. Alright, so once you're done, this is one of the last steps. Just put the caps back on, lubricate the bolts for the tire, and you are done. So if you do these yourself, you probably save yourself anywhere from $400 to $600 just by doing it yourself. So it's up to you. If you got the money laying around, then be my guest, pay for it. So this is very important. Please listen. This is one of the most important steps. After you're done, turn on the vehicle, but do not put it on drive. If you put it on drive, your brakes are going to fail because there is no pressure on the brake lines. You have pushed the cylinder back in, so there's no pressure on the brake lines. So turn on the vehicle, pump the brakes. You are gonna feel the difference on the first time you step on them. It's gonna feel soft, and then it's gonna feel harder. Once they're harder, then that means you're good to go. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. Go to my channel for more videos, and please give a thumbs up. And once again, thanks a lot, man.